Hello, lovely listeners. Welcome to the third episode of Camilla Cava Food Photography Podcast. Today I'm speaking with lovely Suus from Food Bandits. Suus, together with her husband Johan, share allergen-friendly recipes on their food blog Food Bandits. We already launched two wonderful cookbooks, Good Morning and Andere Koek. So together with Suus, we explore the ins and outs of launching or photographing for a recipe book. We talk about how to first of all land a recipe book deal, and then how it works with the timing, money-wise, who would be the decision maker in such project, and what were her learnings from the books she already released. Then we switch the conversation about the Instagram, an especially super interesting topic, at least for me, is working on sponsored brand collaborations for Instagram. So again, I hope you'll have some wonderful lessons from this episode and enjoy. Hi, Suus, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine. How are you? Thank
I'm
you for
very
having
good.
me.
Yeah, thank you for joining this podcast. I'm very excited to talk to you.
Yeah.
And so I was hoping that you can maybe shortly introduce yourself for the listeners that might not know you and Food Bandits.
Yeah, which is a shame, of course, because everyone should follow Food Bandits. So, no, my name is Suus, and together with my husband Johan, I create Food Bandits. And, well, as you can hear, English is not my first language or my mother tongue, which always sounds rather disgusting in my opinion. But I'm really excited to talk about what I love and my obsession today. Well, we started Food Bandits over 7 years ago. Mainly because all we ever do is eat or talk about food. And so we share recipes that we love. And over the years, it has developed in sharing and especially developing more recipes that are allergen friendly. So we don't think of Food Bandits as a diet blog. Because if you're on a diet, of course you can eat cake, but don't eat too much cake. um, recipes that are perhaps vegan or gluten free or, suitable for everyone. So everyone can eat cake. That's our goal. And we hosted workshops on food photography and food styling and my Instagram obsession. And last year we made a shift with our blog, and now we share more about living eco-friendly,
Right,
also from a chemistry point of view, because my husband Johan is a chemistry teacher, and
right.
we've noticed that a lot of people, from how do you say that in English? They're meaning well, but there's also a lot of bullshit. Am I allowed to swear? Hope so,
Uh-huh.
and otherwise you have to beep
Yeah, of course.
it. A lot of bullshit, a lot of BS. We're meaning well, but we really wanted it to give the right facts. Let's put it that way.
Mhm.
So from a chemistry point of view, that it's really that you're doing eco-friendly things for the right reasons. So that's
Right.
what we do. Yeah.
Oh, very fun. And may I ask why are you named Food Bandits? Is there a story behind this?
No, not really. We're just really fortunate that we came up with this name.
Uh-huh.
And there is a Dutch brand. Well, it is English, I believe, but they sell it now. I think 3 or 4 years ago, they start selling a brand of mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, is that the English word?
Yeah,
You put it in
my
your fries. It's
yeah,
rather
mayonnaise.
disgusting if you're not Dutch, but you put it on your fries, and that's called Bio Bandits. I still like that name too, but yeah, we
Uh-huh.
just came up with it, and sometimes it is a bit confusing for people because we not only do food, but so many other things as well. But
Right.
yeah, no, we
Yeah,
just
because
got
I
lucky.
love the name. That's why I was very
Thank
curious where it
you.
came from. It's very
Yeah,
creative. Same with
yeah.
your logo. The logo is also really cool. It's like
Thank
a
you.
stagger, or how do you call
Yeah.
that?
Well, when I started blogging about, 100 years ago, I worked together with a friend of mine. Her name is Kim. And we started blog together. And then she moved to Australia. But still, till this day, she does every graphic design bit for us. And
Oh,
she
that's nice.
designed our last book as well. So all credits for Kim. I have no idea how she does it. But yeah, she's really good. We're really fortunate to call her our friend. Yes.
Right. That's really cool. Okay, I was wondering if you can tell us more about cookbooks? Because I've seen
Yeah.
you launched two cookbooks. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And we photographed and styled one other cookbook
Hmm.
on Syrian cuisine.
Yeah.
So there is this lady in the Netherlands, and her name is Zina Aboud, and she is the first Syrian refugee, female Syrian refugee, who started a business here in the Netherlands.
Uh-huh.
And she started catering business and in Amsterdam, and she cooked for several members of the royal family, and she's a great success, and her story is very inspiring, and we were lucky enough to work with her to get on her first cookbook. And
That's really cool. And
yeah,
how did you got this deal to work on her book?
the publisher who called us worked with us on our very first book, our
Hmm.
very own first book, which is named Good
Right.
Morning. And I was very, very lucky. We were talking to other publishers as well about a cookbook. But for this particular book, Alexandra from Xander Uitgevers called us and said, "We want to make a book about breakfast. And do you want to make it?" Really,
That's
it's
really
like a
cool.
phone call, is like a dream. And
Just like that, just lucky
just like
when.
that, she called
Wow.
us. Yes, so miracles do
Wow.
happen. And then, well, first book, I like it, but first book you need to learn so many things, and we never made a book before, and they gave us all the freedom and all the things we want to do. And I feel with the second book that we even got to do more of what Food Bandits really is. And hopefully, whenever we get the chance to make a third book, then it will be, I don't know, perfect. Never, it is never perfect, but
Right.
I already
Always a
have a
project.
million
Yeah.
ideas what I would do next time.
Nice. But then, would you mind to share with us what was your learnings then after the first book?
Oh, I think writing more about what you love, being more open about what you love, really open up about your process in the kitchen and your love for food. Or we also wrote in both books about other subjects. In the last book, we also wrote about food photography and Instagram. Um, Make a plan that and stick to it. That is, if you get the chance to make a book, it is a lot of hard work. It really is.
Hmm.
It's a labor of love, and you really have to make a plan and really think about which photos for what and which recipes for what, and what is get help. Ask people if they want to do the dishes or bring you coffee, because it is an insane process. And also, if you really want to make a book, because I think it's a dream come true for most food bloggers. I don't know about you, but for me, it really was a dream come true. We wrote on a blog, and we write in Dutch and in English about
Hmm.
the series is called How to Make a Book. So, what you can do by creating a book, but also creating a concept that you can send off to a publisher, what the publisher is looking for, what they need in order, to get you invited, get some coffee, promote your book, and get that book
Hmm.
deal. So we have some more
Right.
information about that on the website.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it's really important for a publisher. I have noticed that, and I've heard from publishers as well. They get so many requests for
Hmm.
so many ideas for great cookbooks, but they really need to see, in a blink of an eye, what the book will be about. And,
Right.
they have to see the story and see the audience that will buy the book. So it has to be very clear in graphic design, in photography, in how
Hmm.
the chapters, the layout, everything. They see the book when they open
So,
up your email.
right. So they
Yeah.
wanna come. You wanna come already with already basically almost
Yes.
product. Show them, and
Yes.
then.
And do your research. So, who's your
Mhm.
audience? What's their age group? How will you reach them? They really want you to have an own, I say it in English, a great website, a blog. It has to be very, there's so many great food bloggers out there. So
Oh
many
yeah.
great, yeah. So, you really have to stand out.
Yeah.
And also do research, does this book already exist? How many healthy diet books do we need?
Yeah.
So that would be my advice.
That's a very, very good one.
I
Very
think so.
interesting. Nice. And how long, let's say it took you from the beginning of the idea of a book until the end that you presented the final product?
Well, in the Netherlands, it's depending on the country, but in the Netherlands you get 3 months, which is
Mm.
not very long time. No. And
No.
that's why I
Wow.
say making a book drives you almost insane, but it's worth it. So 3 months to cook everything, do everything, and that's also because the publishers send out their, how do you say that in English? They send out 2 times a year to every bookstore and every place that buys books. This is our books for the
Right.
coming season, and they really need to present it. They go to the Buchmesse in Frankfurt in Germany.
Yeah.
I want to say Deutschland. That's very German. Really sell the book already, so they know
Yeah.
how many
Right.
copies they need to publish and
Right.
how to promote it and get the feedback. So that is why they say, okay, we're 3 months ahead. This is the concept. This is the idea. We see you in 3 months. Good luck.
Crazy. And then so
Yeah.
left to you to arrange everything like photography and text and
Yes, and
basically.
luckily for me, because my grammar is not perfect, so you send in text and they have editors.
Ah,
Uh,
nice.
thank God for that. And of course, you send it off to some friends as well, also for some recipe testing. And yeah, you need friends that give their blunt opinion, that will be harsh
Mhm.
on you. So not that really nice friends who thinks everything you do is lovely. And so it's all the corrections, and then you send it in, and then it takes, I think, another 2 months to get it published,
Uh-huh.
and then you have the first copy in your hands, and yeah,
Ah, that
that's it.
must be an amazing
Yeah,
feeling, isn't it?
absolute. It's
Uh,
yeah, the best feeling there is.
I
And
can't
then
wait.
you have to wait, how the magazines will respond, or newspapers, or other bloggers. Will they really promote it, or think, oh yeah, it's lovely, and put it away and never look back?
Hmm.
Yeah, you never know.
Really cool. And does it require investment from your side? Like not counting, I mean, the amount of
No.
time that you put and ingredients. It's all the editors that basically invest in you.
Yes, it also depends on the publishers. I know there are a few in the Netherlands who say, let's do, well, double Dutch, so 50-50.
Okay,
How
right.
Dutch of us, yeah. And there are publishers who say, because the most difficult thing in the Netherlands is to get the books at the right place. So I have no idea what the word is in English. In Dutch, it's distributie. Distribution?
Distribution. Yeah,
Well, very
distribution.
close, yeah.
Very close.
And there's one point, the Centraal Boekenhuis, that
Uh-huh.
sends off all the books. So you need the account managers that have been selling the book, and you need someone for distribution. Those two things. I mean, I'm not a publisher, so I'm not sure, but these are the things that they've told me, that these two things can be a challenge if you want to do it, for example, on your own. But everything in the Netherlands is arranged on the Centraal Boekenhuis. So that's what you need a publisher for. And there are publishers who say, well, we give you a percentage of every book sold. And there are also publishers who say, well, we already give you an amount of money. And once you've paid that back by book
Right.
sales,
Yeah.
and you sell even more, then you get a percentage of every book that is sold.
Right.
There
Makes
are
sense.
also publishers that say you should be lucky to make a book, and good luck. I would not recommend doing that. I know making a book is a dream come true, but it is a lot of work.
It's a lot of
And
time consuming.
I think that a lot of food bloggers should, how do you say that, respect themselves more, and ask for a decent funding, and ask for money, a paycheck for what
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Wow, this is all very new and interesting to me.
Yeah, because is
Yeah,
is it
definitely.
is it your dream as well to make a cookbook?
Yes, but for me, the dream is not to create the recipes, but to photograph a cookbook
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I'm much better in photographing than
yeah,
cooking, to be
yeah,
honest. But to
yeah,
photograph for a cookbook is one of my goals,
yeah. So one of
definitely.
the things you can do is send, make a portfolio and send it out, and I don't know, together with some Lithuanian cakes.
Hmm.
Just buy them with cake and send that off to every publisher that you love. There are so many great publishers here in the Netherlands or even abroad. and really stand out and say, I want to work, I want to learn. Perhaps you can even ask, for example, in the Netherlands, a lot of the books are photographed by Simone from Simone's Kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And you can ask her, can I join you for a week? Obviously, she can't pay you, and you might have to do a lot of dishes and make her coffee. But
Yeah.
that's how you get in touch with other people, and perhaps next time she thinks of you. And I
Yeah.
think that investing in that is something else than asking for money for the actual work that you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, that's a
Just
good
buy them
idea.
Lithuanian cake. I'm sure you have some amazing stuff. And,
Yeah,
just bring it along and say, hi, I'm Camille. I
I'd
make
like to talk to
great
you.
photos. I'm funny too. And then, whoopa.
And
Yeah,
connect. Yeah. Networking is a very important
it's
part of
key.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely. And
Yeah.
that's the publisher that I should talk to then, probably.
The publisher decides in the end who's going to do the photographs. Who's, yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Because I wasn't
absolutely.
sure whether it's like the author or the publisher, but
But so sometimes they decide together.
hmm.
Obviously, if you don't like photography, you don't like graphic design, then it's something you can discuss. But the publisher, has the most saying because it's paying for it as well.
Yeah, yeah, true.
So yeah,
Okay, interesting. That's what I'm gonna do, definitely.
yeah, do that.
Yeah,
It will be amazing. Yeah, just go
fun.
for it. Just send them an email, stalk them, and you never know.
No,
Just
definitely.
only one person has to say yes.
That's also true.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, very fun. And then I wanted to ask you, so let's say when you were doing the book and overall you're cooking recipes and you're also photographing it yourself, or is Johan as well helping you out?
Well, I'm very, very fortunate. Johan is doing everything.
Really?
Really. So he's a
Nice.
full-time chemistry teacher,
Mhm.
and he develops the recipes. He even does the dishes.
Wow.
And I'm just sitting here eating cake. So I'm a very, very lucky girl. I have a great life. Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, so Johan does everything, and also coming from a chemistry background, he loves recipe developing because
mhm.
it has to be measured well, literally.
True.
And he photographs it as well. So I do the food styling, social media,
Hmm.
emails, everything. I organize the workshops,
So you
and
divide the tasks basically. That's nice.
yes,
You,
yes, I'm very
yeah,
fortunate that I can do it together with my husband. Yeah.
yeah, that's really nice. And especially that you work with your husband, I think that's really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He loves teaching as well, so
Mhm.
he's fortunate too because he really loves his job.
Mhm. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. But you photograph as well, or is he photographing everything himself?
I used to, but not anymore. No,
Not
he
anymore.
got way ahead of me. He got so much better. So every time I take a photo, it's like, yeah, it's really something. I don't know if you feel the same, but it's really something that you have to keep on practicing. You have to keep on doing.
Mm. Right. And I wonder, is it difficult then to, well, let's say, photograph and develop food when it's limited to be fit to certain allergies and intolerances?
That is the challenge, and it is quite difficult. It started out because it turns out that I was allergic to wheat and
Yeah.
I am lactose intolerant. So that's how we started, and then it became more of a creative process. I mean, how many great chocolate cakes can you make? And there's
Hmm.
a real challenge in making it vegan and gluten free and not turning
Yep.
out as a brick, not really, actually taste good. So
Yeah.
it is still a challenge, especially because most of our recipes are vegan and gluten free as
Hmm.
well. So but again, I think for Johan, coming from a chemistry point of view, it is a bit easier to understand the function of every ingredient.
Hmm.
And that's something I want to do in the future as well, is to host online workshops or master classes about this subject. Because if you think about the function of every ingredient, then you know how
Yeah.
to replace it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be very interesting for a lot of people, to be honest, because
Yeah.
every time I try to make something, because my fiance is also lactose intolerant,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and I feel like I want to make food that he can eat because I'm not going to eat it alone. But when I need to
Yeah,
photograph a cake, let's say,
yeah,
I can't just create it out of my mind,
no,
lactose intolerant, let's
yeah.
say.
Well, there are some guides. There are some people who've been very brave and made like a schedule. One tablespoon of butter replaced by yada yada. But I found that it's every brand is so different,
Yeah.
and especially with the gluten-free mixes. So in the States you have Bob's Red Bill. Blah blah blah. I don't know how it's called, but the things they use, especially with gluten free, you always need to use a mix of flours. And here
Mhm.
in the Netherlands, we have share of schar. I say schar because I'm Dutch, but I believe it is share. I believe it's an Austrian brand. But I got an email from someone in the States who said, "Yeah, it's really nice that you use that, but it costs like $15 a pack here, so that's not
Wow.
really doable."
Mhm.
But we do also have a series on our blog called Chemistry of Baking. We
Yeah.
thought of everything, and
Nice.
that gives you a little bit more information about indeed replacing eggs and butter and dairy and those kind of things. Yeah, because that's really, and it's also interesting because it's different and it's more creative.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, like I said before, how many chocolate cakes can you make? You will never beat the Devil's Food chocolate cake by Nigella Lawson. I mean, that is the best chocolate cake out there, and she
Mhm.
won basically. So let's do something else.
Yeah, true. Something that we can also enjoy and eat and not throw out after
Yeah,
photographing, let's say.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, because that is one of my pet peeves. A lot of bloggers share their recipe, and there's a lot of bloggers who, you know, I've tried them, I make them, and it's just not good enough. And I think that's a really waste of your time and the ingredients. So
Yeah,
we really
definitely.
try to make sure that our recipes are right.
That's really nice. That's really nice.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's still a challenge to create a beautiful, delicious meal that I can photograph and afterwards eat.
Yeah, yeah, because most of the time it's cold, of course.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's the how you say that the faith, no, the result of being a food blogger. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Okay. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the Instagram because you have this gorgeous Instagram board that everything looks
thank
so,
you.
um, how to say it, consistent or like they look.
Well, yes, I call my Instagram cake on marble. So you get a cake, you place it on marble, you take a photo, and then you do something else.
It
Yeah.
looks so beautiful. Like, how do you make sure that everything looks so fit to each other?
Well, keeping it simple works, and also we have done this for so many years that it gets easier. The other thing is that we use the same filter on Fisco, and so you get a consistency.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But on the other hand, I do try and mix it up sometimes because you have to keep it fun for yourself as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. So there needs to be a creative challenge for you as well, because otherwise, I don't think I still like Instagram in a few years' time.
I know. Yeah, it's becoming more difficult
It
of a
is
business.
very difficult. We lost so many followers. Those people don't deserve cake. No, I mean, in the beginning, when the algorithm changed and it became so important on those numbers for people. And,
Hmm.
to be honest with you, in the beginning, I didn't like that as well. I thought, Instagram gave me so many opportunities. It gave me, a business. So
Yeah.
to be honest, in the beginning, I really didn't like it when the algorithm changed. But then that is the downside of social media. That is the downside of big companies like Google. You have no idea what they are doing, and you have no idea how they want to influence you and decide. And there's no transparency, and which is very scary. So then I just thought, I'm very fortunate that I've been able to make two cookbooks and host workshops, and I really enjoyed that. But if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And
Hmm.
I am in a place where I can say that. Obviously, that's not for everyone. And of course, I still try to do great things, but comparing to others just made me really, really unhappy. So I stopped doing that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Do you think it's
Stepping back.
difficult, Instagram?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what do you
Definitely.
think is difficult about it?
The fact that only a small percentage of people see your images,
Yeah,
making it very hard to grow, and
yeah,
that you have to be very, 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 very present if you want to actually
yeah,
grow. So
yeah.
I used to post every day on Instagram,
Well,
but
yeah,
I stepped back from that. I'm not
yeah,
doing that anymore.
no.
But to reach, like, because right now I have, I think, 10,000 something followers,
No,
11,000, I
that's
don't know.
nice.
But
Yeah,
so up until I reached 10,000, I was posting every day. I made sure I
yeah,
always there, I comment and
yeah, yeah,
like people to grow. But when you reach 10,000, it's kind
yeah,
of my line. And now
yeah,
that I reached 10,000, it started growing naturally. So it's much easier. So now I post, I say, 2, 3 times a week. And I'm
yeah.
not going to do every day because
No,
it's
yeah.
very stressful and it takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. And it's good that you know that you need to be present, you need to do all those things in order to grow. So there are people who do that every day, and that's their choice. I mean, it's totally fine, and I get it because Instagram can be so much fun, and you can find so much inspiration there. But there are also a lot of people who bought followers, who bought bots. This is really ugly sentence. But who bought, likes and comments. And once you know these things, then you can decide for yourself whether you want to do that and be present every day or not. I mean, it's fine. And perhaps
Yeah.
in a few more months you think, oh, okay, now I'm going to be more active on Instagram, or you
Yeah.
just let it go.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think it's also about the followers who really are, how do you say that, involved in your work. I mean, I
Yeah.
would rather have less followers than people who buy our book or come to our workshop or make our cake. Those are the followers that really are genuine
Yeah.
and, are just great people to interact with, than
Yeah.
followers who are just there because you have 10,000, you comment back and yada yada.
Yeah, just for numbers. That is not the same. It's
Exactly.
quality versus quantity for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
from content wise. That's why I also don't post so much anymore because it's
Yeah.
quality versus
Yeah.
quantity right now.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it has to stay fun. Obviously, Instagram is important, but it has to stay fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. I agree. Nice. And one more thing about Instagram
Yeah.
is I've noticed that you also have, let's say, working with brands on Instagram
Yes.
as sponsored posts. And I was wondering if it's difficult to stay true to yourself while working with brands and developing content that you love?
Well, it can be a challenge. This is a great question. So first of all, I think the last 2 years we've really collaborated with brands. Before that, I could say no to every brand because our workshops were doing so well.
Right.
So we really didn't need it. Of course, how much money do you need? Not that we were very wealthy, but back then, the eco-friendly and sustainability brands, they haven't been around for such a long time, or they're really small brands who don't have the budget to work with you, to pay you
Yeah.
any money. So that changed over the last few years, that even bigger brands are becoming now more conscious about, eco-friendly or sustainability. So those two things changed. So our workshops are not doing so well at the moment. And yeah, there are more brands that really fit our vision. But I send a lot of emails with saying no, because I think it is very important to stay true to yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that followers will subconsciously feel that. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but they feel whether
Yeah.
you're real or not. And perhaps, there are blogs who are very commercial and doing well because that really suits them. But for us,
Hmm.
it doesn't suit to sell, something that isn't, uh, yeah, that isn't sustainable, or that isn't, for example, we worked last year with Becel, which is a huge brand of margarine,
Okay.
and they were a bit scared upfront because we were going to talk about the chemistry side of margarine. Well, we said, well, first of all, it's basic chemistry that everyone had in
Mhm.
middle school. It's not like we are, making things very difficult. And second, you are promoting plant-based food to a wide audience, and that's what we love. And obviously the brand or the product is not for everyone, but you don't have to be vegan, you don't have to be plant-based, but I think everyone needs to incorporate more of that in their diet, in order for us to stay alive, literally. So
Yeah.
yeah, but we really think about every collaboration that we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yes.
Right. And that's how
And
you make sure, yeah, it's
with
quality.
with your blog, have you joined PR agencies as well?
I don't have a food blog because I'm
Oh,
fully
sorry.
concentrated on food photography part.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
So I
I
don't know much
understand.
about it, to be honest.
No, no. It's a
But
world of its
but
own.
wow, but you can join some PR agencies that basically put you together with the brands
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
collaborate, right?
So that would
And then
my advice be, yeah, to go
Mhm.
out and see. So, for example, in the Netherlands, you have Join or you have the influencers movement, and there you can find brands, and they link you together, and
Mhm.
yeah, make a bit of money. And
And you
yeah,
recommend that joining the agency.
if you would like to get collaborations, obviously you can email the brand that you love. That's perhaps even better. You're on your own. Send them an email, just like I said to the publishers, and say, "Hi, I would really like to work with you guys. Is there anything possible?" That is something you can
Mhm.
do as well. So
Interesting, right?
yeah, just go out there, email
Uh,
those people,
email,
stalk them,
reach
give them
out,
cake.
network, definitely.
Yeah.
Networking again. Yeah,
Yes,
that's very, very
exactly.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah. The good
Yeah.
opportunities come from that for sure. You just have to reach out.
You just have to reach out. I mean, you don't, and if they say no, then that's fine too. There's nothing wrong with that, and that
Yeah.
you didn't fail because you tried. So there's no
Yeah,
failing in that.
definitely. And
Yeah,
there's definitely going to be many no's in the meantime, but that's just part of
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, exactly. And again, you need one yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Nice. Okay, so kind of almost the last question is I was wondering if you have some artists, some food photographers, food bloggers that inspire you that you would like to mention that others could follow and learn from them too.
Well, first of all, I would like to give the advice that if you do get an Instagram addiction, just like the two, yeah, just like us, is to find some people you can connect with and form, a group with, so you can really ask questions and share
Mhm.
your opinions. And that is very important because especially when you start food blogging or you start your first collaboration, it's really nice if you can ask questions about how does an invoice work, or what do they expect, and that would be my main advice, to search for that on Instagram and support each other. And second of all, I love Instagram for its inspiration. I've been following the girls from Our Food Stories, Laura and, oh God, what's the name? Laura and, wow, I'm really prepared for this one.
Yeah, I also don't remember them, but food
Yeah, no,
stories I
yes,
know as well. Gorgeous pictures.
our oh, they're like a dream. I mean, how on earth? And every time they supply Laura und Nora, yeah, this is my German
Laura
again.
Nora.
Yeah, I think their work is absolutely amazing. It's a dream. A dream. It's magical. It looks great. I also have been really inspired by What Should I Eat for Breakfast Today from Marta,
Mm-hmm.
which she turned from food photography more to travel photography, and it's absolutely amazing. She's really sweet as well. And like I said, we're making friends
Mm-hmm.
on Instagram. I had the pleasure of meeting Simone from Bij Vrouwenlijn Sonntag. I collect German accounts apparently, but
Apparently, yeah.
no, Bij Vrouwenlijn Sonntag, and this is really amazing. I mean, she shared a photo about chocolate granola, and we have been friends ever since. And we hosted workshops together, and she
Oh,
visited us
fun.
2 times in the Netherlands.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the great part about Instagram. It really is
Connections, yeah.
connections. Absolutely. I
Yeah,
mean, obviously, chocolate cake is great too, but making connections, meeting people, collaborating, that is so much fun.
that's a big one. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah.
Nice. So I have a last question is where
Yeah.
can the listeners find you?
That's the best question so far. It's www.foodbandits.nl. Uh, and every post is written in both Dutch and English.
Hmm.
My English is then a bit better than as it is now. And obviously, Food Bandits on Instagram.
Hmm.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to link those in the description. And I wanted to thank you. I had such a wonderful conversation. It all was
Yeah.
super, 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 super interesting.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
so
you so
much. It's
much.
really lovely talking to you.